thought I'd do another driving video for you. And also I wanted to talk about AI, artificial intelligence. You know, obviously it's pretty heavily in the news. Some people think it's probably not a great thing. It's useless, or perhaps even evil. But there are a handful of people that would consider it actually pretty cool, and I gotta be honest, I kind of fall into that camp. Now, let me explain. So, obviously, it's not good that people are losing their jobs. There is a major employer in the metro here named Wells Fargo, and apparently with AI, they are going all in with downsizing their workforce and firing and laying off people left and right. So it's not good for them, admittedly. But in my case, so I'm not a major business owner, right? But let me give you some examples of what I have recently used AI for. And just to clarify, so I am a subscriber to ChatGPT, and it's the paid version, not the free version that I'm a member of. And I will give you 3 recent examples in which I have used it, and it has simplified my life significantly. So, the first time was recently. I was undecided, or I was unsure of which of 3 toothbrushes was the better option. And so what I did was I took a picture of each of the toothbrush boxes and I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and I asked it a question like, which of these toothbrushes is the best, has the best reviews, highest regarded, you know, what have you. And what it does is it goes through and it looks each of the 3 photos, goes online and looks to see what it says about each of those products. And it gave me a comprehensive breakdown of the pros and cons of each of the 3 toothbrushes. So in other words, it went above and beyond what I was really asking it, but it came back with that. And then it came up with, the final section of the prompt, or, you know, what it kicked back was the final winner, or however it phrased it. And it clearly chose the Oral-B toothbrush that I had showed a picture of, or I made a video about it here some weeks back, and it said that that was the clear winner, and it gave the reasons why. So that's the reason I went with that toothbrush. Then in the last couple days, so what I wanted to do was I wanted to create some spreadsheet formulas for keeping track of silver. So as I buy silver, what I can do is I can go into this spreadsheet formula, and I can update the quantities of the coins that I have. And then there's another little formula or cell that I can update anytime I wish to the current spot price of gold. And then what happens is as I update the number of coins I have, it shows me what its current melt value is based on the spot price. And then it also sums up the total value of all the silver holdings. So it gives me a complete and broad overview of exactly how my silver is doing, how I'm doing with regards to my savings and investment goals on it. And I'm not an Excel expert or spreadsheet expert by any stretch, but so I went to AI and I had it put together a set of formulas that I could put into an existing spreadsheet, and it knew exactly how to compute everything, and so that I could literally just copy and paste from the ChatGPT output into the spreadsheet, and sure enough, it works like a charm. And it would have taken a long time for me to figure this out on my own, for sure, 100%. And then lastly, actually, I used it again this morning. So I had a document, like a text document, like a Office or a Word document. But part of the document, something had happened to its formatting, and so what had become a sentence, or what had been a sentence, I'm sorry, there was several lines of text that somehow, it's like each letter was on its own line going down the spread or down the Word document, right? So it was just, you couldn't even hardly read it. It was very unreadable, and obviously you would never want to print off something like this because it just looks like trash. So I uploaded that Word document into ChatGPT, and I told it exactly what was wrong with it and to please correct the error. And surprisingly, it was able to take all these letters that were each on a different line and somehow compile it back into a comprehensive sentence that you could comprehend. Then I asked it to do some formatting, put like little check boxes next to each line, whatever that I needed done. And it's able to just do all this just with words, and it's so incredible. It saves so much time. Anyway, I have largely moved away from doing traditional internet searches when I have an answer to a question that I need an answer for. I mean, I suppose I could go to a search engine and type in a question, but unfortunately, those search engines, or almost any search engine actually, doesn't really comprehend the question the way I need it to be understood. And so it still comes back with searches, but none of those searches may be even remotely relevant to what I need. I'm asking deep, questions that need long and comprehensive answers. And you just can't get that with regular search engines anymore. They're almost going the way of the dinosaur. Now, for example, you might want to know a list of movies that an actor has starred in. And you could probably just go like do an internet search, and then you'll eventually come across IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and then look in, do a search for the actor, and then look at their screen, the screenplays that they've been in or whatever. Okay, that's fine, and it still gets you the results you want, but you can understand why. So maybe you don't even know Internet Movie Database even exists, or even if you do, you go right to it, and it's you're spending several minutes trying to search and it's like look up all the movies they've been in. Or you can literally just go to Chat GPT or any other search engine, like a AI search engine. I suppose it's not really a search engine, but whatever. And ask the same question, and you could even get more precise with it. So instead of asking, so which movies has Hugh Jackman starred in the 1990s, for example? Well, the internet's not going to give you that. You have to go to IMDb, and then you would have to look and scroll down through the 1990s and keep scrolling until you see it. Or you can just ask the AI, give me a list of movies that Hugh Jackman starred in anytime during the 1990s. And within about probably 5 or even 10 seconds, you will have your comprehensive list. And it just makes life so much simpler. So anyway, I'm not trying to convince you, because quite honestly, most people have their minds made up, but rather what I am espousing is my reasons for why I like it, I guess. That's probably the best way of putting it. But, so yeah, anyway, long story short, I do like AI. I think it's inevitable. I definitely do not think it's ever going away. That genie is now thoroughly out of the bottle. In a lot of ways, where the monks threw a big hissy fit during the advent of the printing press, because they were fearing that now they're all going to lose their jobs because the printing press can do it so much faster. Or the horse and buggy being replaced by cars. Yeah, so I think the unfortunate reality is that AI is here to stay. You do not have to use it. You are not obligated to use it. But just know that it is a tool that can be put to good use. And let me close out in saying, I know a lot of people are scared about AI going rogue, and it could, but there literally are so many guardrails on the current AI models that it actually borders on ludicrous. And let me give you one brief example. So, during last year's election, I was curious about, because I guess at the time, Joe Biden was the current oldest president ever. Well, I wanted to know if Donald Trump had won the election and he completed all 4 years, would he then be older than Joe Biden was during his presidency? And so I asked AI this question, and it actually refused to answer. And the reason, its justification for refusing to answer, was because at the time we were going through an election, and it felt like by rendering an answer, it was somehow going to convince me to vote for one candidate over another, when that wasn't the point of the question. So in other words, it didn't want to interfere in politics. Even though the question is so innocuous, it's just like, it has nothing to do with anything. All I'm asking is basically, how old is this individual currently? And how old will they be at the end of the presidential term, and if they manage to get elected, right? It's nowhere even close to being, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not trying to influence me by answering that question, but it would not answer it. It just wouldn't. So I had to give up, because it was just like, it shouldn't be that hard. But there are a lot of guardrails on current models of AI, and in a lot of ways, when you meet up with those guardrails while doing an internet search, it just refuses to answer, period. Because it feels like it could lead you astray or something. But in any case, yeah, I don't know. Generally speaking, I do like AI. I think it's inevitable. I like AI videos on YouTube. I think they're hilarious. So anyway, I just thought I'd close this out. I know it's kind of a long video, 16 minutes. Most people probably won't even get this far, but I just wanted to get this AI topic off my chest because I do think it's beneficial. I don't think it's going anywhere. So it's a tool I might as well learn how to put to use so that I can become more equipped, more knowledgeable, get my job done easier and faster than just doing it the manual hard way. And with that, I will let you go. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering where I'm at, this is Ames, Iowa. This is the home of Iowa State University. And as you can see, the sky looks really beautiful right now. The sun is setting. So yeah, anyway, I hope all of you have an awesome day. Treat each other with kindness. If you got any value out of this video, please like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, all that stuff, because I really need your help to grow. So in any case, I will let you go for now, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.